I wanted to make a quick video to show you how you can use my Iroquois collection site to add information, like a water main, for example. I know it's easy for you to go out and collect point data using your GPS on your phone and using the web map app that's on your phone. That works out quite well. But what if you had a drawing from a engineer and you had water mains or water lines that were there and you wanted to add them in? There's a way to do that using this site. So I'm just going to zoom in a little tighter here. You can see the blue line here. That's your water lines. If we open up the layer list, we can go down and we can see that here's the Iroquois water lines, blue, and the sewer lines, they're purple dashed. And it's easy for us to go in and look at some of the different symbology that I use on this site. And we can see, like, when I open up the shutoff valves, we've got a few different options that we've added in. But what you can do, what if I want to add something? What if I want to add a new water main? Let's say there's a new water main going along East 14 or Neosho. Pretty easy to do that. What you do is you go over here to this button right here. This is called the Smart Editor. And when I open that up, these are all the different layers that we have in this project that we can edit. So I can create new features in shutoff valves, or I can put in a new manhole or a fire hydrant, and I can even go in and I can draw new water lines or new sewer lines. You start with just clicking on it. If I click here, then I can move out into the map, and I can draw in here. And if you look at the annotation by my cursor now, it says click to start drawing or press Control to enable skipping. And this is also very important. If you want it to snap up to one of your other features, you hold your Control key. And I'll show you what that looks like. I'm hitting my Control key right now, and as I move close to the water main, see how there's a little blue crosshair there? And see where it's showing up? That's where the line starts. So if I come over here and it snaps to this intersection, it's right there and it snaps. If I take the control off, it goes away. So I can start drawing wherever. But if I use my control and get close to an edge, it will snap to it. And not just the water lines, it'll snap to the parcels, or it'll even snap to a point. So if you had a manhole and you were drawing in stuff manhole to manhole, what you do is you hold your control key and go up to the manhole and click, and it would do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a new feature on East Neosho here. So I'm just going to hold my control key and I'm just going to come over and snap it up to this water line, and I just left click, and then all I'm doing is just dragging my feature out. I haven't clicked yet, but if I click, I can click again, and that's going to put a vertex there. See how I just clicked there and there's a vertex. And if it's running right down the road, then I can just keep clicking. And I used my C key. If I hold my C key down, I can pan while I'm doing this. So we could continue to draw this in. And then if I hold my control key again, I could even snap it up to the line if it connects up here. So double click to complete, and then that line is in there. And then from here, I can type in some information pertinent to what that line is. What's the line made out of? I don't know, maybe it's made out of PVC. And the size of it is 10 inch. So I could do that. We could even type a length in there if we knew what the length was. And when I'm done with that, I'll hit save. And now that new line is in there. And so it's really easy to draw these lines in and populate it. And you could also, like, if you wanted to add a fire hydrant or something like that in there and you knew where it was, you could draw that in. Another thing you can do, you can edit this. So I'll click on this, and when I click on it, it gets loaded back into my Smart Editor, and I could change the material type if I wanted to. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe it's not PVC. Maybe it's clay. Then I can do that. And if we zoom in tight, it'll change. You can see how I got that labeled. Clay. And if I change that back to PVC and do a save, and then I do a little refresh, it should change. Close. Maybe there it goes, PVC. It changes my symbology. But if I go back and click on it again and load it up here again, I can do some stuff with it. If I want to edit the geometry, maybe that's not how it looks. So we'll edit the geometry. And when I click edit geometry, see how I've got a whole bunch of different dots. There's some gray dots and some white dots in here. Those are what we call handles. I can grab onto that at the handle and move it. So if it didn't go up there, maybe it went down here, and I can move it. Maybe it links up at the end here. So what I could do is I could bring this up, and I can use my control key to snap it, and see how it snaps there. And then these white ones, they're in the middle. So basically, I'm editing by drawing the middle of it. And I can make that switch, and you can see once I did that, there's another handle there. So if I wanted to, you can really get crazy with this and draw. Make it look exactly how it is out there in real life. So you can do all that. You can even delete those vertices if you want to. You just all I'm doing here is I'm right-clicking on this little gray dot, or we call them a vertex. We can delete the vertex out of there. And that'll straighten it all right out again. So we can delete those, or we can add, and move to draw these in. Once I'm done with that, I hit save, and that feature is in there and it gets updated. The last thing I'll show you, because this isn't real and I'm just doing it for purposes and I don't want to clutter up your data set, is I'm just going to show you how to delete these. So I can click on this and you can see there's a delete button right here. So I'll just hit delete and that feature goes away. Now keep in mind, I can do that with all your features if I want to. If I wanted to delete this, I just delete this fire hydrant right here. I'm not going to do that because it's important that I leave your data alone, but just letting you know that you can make edits to this information. You can add new stuff, you can delete old stuff, or stuff that isn't there anymore. So that is how you can do that, and that also works with Iroquois sewer lines. If I wanted to put in a new sewer line, I could do that as well. Put in a new sewer line, and I could type in the type of line and the length. I could do something like that and do a save, and that's in there. I'm going to delete it right away. I don't want to leave that in, so we'll just delete that quick. But it's really easy to edit here, and that is how you can do it. So if you get a drawing from your engineering firm and they put stuff in there, you can draw that in based on what you see. I hope this helps.